Welcome. Please make yourself as comfortable as possible, and if you'd like, you can sing this mantra with me to help create an optimal space to practice. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Punaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinav Dhitamastu Ma Vidvashavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Please choose a seat that'll be comfortable enough for about 20 minutes of stillness. Stillness is a prerequisite for deep concentration. So as your body and mind are arriving and settling, check in with the 8 points. The legs, position them well enough so that you can relax them completely. Good circulation. The eyes can be open or closed, but optimally still. The back is as upright as possible and self-supported, so you can thoroughly relax. And the shoulders and hands well placed, so they get good circulation when you relax them as well. Allow the head to rest directly above the spine so the neck is unstrained. And the lower row of teeth to separate from the upper row of teeth so the jaw can remain unclenched. The tongue can rest in a familiar spot behind the upper two front teeth where the roof and the teeth meet. And the breath can come and go freely in and out through the nostrils when possible. Now when you're ready, begin Anapanasmriti, placing your concentrated attention at the entrance of the nostrils and on the upper lip. Follow the inhale while inhaling and the exhale while exhaling. Many other things will be competing for your attention during the next few minutes. Let them help you strengthen your concentration. Every time you come back to the breath, your attention is getting stronger. Sometimes the attention wanders completely. Sometimes you can focus on the sensation of the breath and think of other things, so it wanders partially. Focus exclusively on the sensation of the breath for just the next couple minutes. It's usually during the exhales that our attention wanders or becomes dull. So try to become wide awake from the beginning of the exhale all the way to the unforced pause at the end. And relax during the inhales. Notice the subtle sensation of warmth during the exhales compared to the coolness of the inhales for one more minute. Feel free to use the breath as an anchor for your attention. If you find it distracted, you can use the breath to regain your mental equipoise. Now place your concentrated attention on the crown of your head and observe any sensation that arises, from obvious to subtle, painful or pleasant, neutral or even the absence of sensation. Simply observe whatever's happening as it's happening with equanimity. If you find that you're reacting to a thought or a sensation with craving and aversion, feel free to use the breath to regain stability. And then the insights of anitya and permanence, dukkha lacking intrinsic satisfaction, and anatman, not needing to be taken personally. So you can create the space to choose your response to whatever it is, rather than be controlled by it. And when you're ready to tend to the garden of the mind, so to speak, begin to move your concentrated attention from the crown of your head down the forehead and the temples, the eyes and the nose, cheeks, the ears, the lips, teeth, palate, the tongue, the jaw, and the front of the neck down to the collarbones. The upper arms down to the elbows, and the forearms down to the wrists. The thumbs to the tips of the thumbnails, the palms, and the index fingers, the middle fingers, the ring fingers, and the pinky fingers. And patiently sweep your attention from the fingertips back up to the elbows, and up the backs of the upper arms to the shoulder blades. And down the front of the torso, from the collarbones to the chest. The abdomen, the belly, the waist, and all the way down the front of the pelvis. The hips, the front of the thighs down to the knees. And the front of the shins down to the ankles. The tops of the feet to the tips of the toenails. And then up the soles of the feet from the toes to the heels. The backs of the lower legs from the ankles to the calves. And from behind the knees, up the backs of the thighs, part by part, piece by piece, to the glutes at the back of the pelvis. And concentrate on the Muladhara chakra near the tailbone, associated with the earth element. And the first limb of Yama, stopping the causes of suffering by adopting the vows of nonviolence, truthfulness, non-stealing, respecting personal boundaries, and non-possessiveness. And then up to the sacrum, the Swadhisthana chakra, associated with the water element, and the second limb of Niyama, embracing the causes of well-being by practicing cleanliness, contentment, the willingness to transform, self-governance, and devotion to the ideal of self-control. Then to the lower back, Manipura chakra, associated with the fire element, the third limb of asana, sitting still while creating a good space by balancing effort and ease indefinitely. Into the upper back, the Anahata chakra, associated with the air element, and the fourth limb of pranayama, breathing to self-regulate the subtle energies of the mind, and to remove the veil that covers the light of wisdom. Into the back of the neck, the Vishuddha chakra, associated with the space element, and the fifth limb of pratyahara, drawing the senses inward toward mastery of the senses. Into the back of the head, behind the eyes, the Ajna chakra, associated with the mind element, and the sixth limb of dharana, single-pointed concentration. As well as the seventh limb of dhyana, continuous flow of cognition upon a single object of sensation. Into the crown of the head, Sahasrara, associated with the clear light, and the eighth limb of Samadhi, profound meditation. Now allow your attention to be still and include the entirety of your awareness, whatever's happening as it's happening. Your body, your environment, the variety of sensations arising, lingering, and passing away. And the current state of your attention, whether it's stable, clear, and calm, or otherwise. See if you can notice the very subtle memories, expectations, and desires called sanskaras that usually control us until we can bring them under control. all of which can be observed from the subject state behind every observation called consciousness. Just for one more minute, observe anything that arises, sensation or thought, rather than reacting to it. See if you can continue to create a space to choose a response to whatever it is in harmony with your values. Now that we've pulled some weeds, the next technique is to plant some seeds. It's called Metta or Maitri, where you proactively cultivate loving kindness for yourself and for everyone else in abundance. To create a good space within and around you, wherever you go, consider allowing loving kindness to flow from your heart and surround anyone that comes to mind with the wish to be genuinely happy, free from illness, surrounded by kindness, to not suffer. The technique usually starts with someone you find easy to love, like your cat, your dog, child, friend. And then allow that feeling to envelop your entire body. Even though it lasts just a microsecond, you can create a steady stream of wave after wave, loving kindness, that eventually becomes very powerful like the sun. The usual trajectory to increase the power of this feeling is to start with yourself, and then your family and your friends. There's no limit to how much loving kindness you can have for one person. Gratitude, appreciation, compassion, kindness. There's no limit to how many people you can have genuine loving kindness for. More advanced stages would be to include all beings without exception. Whether or not it's true that what you put out into the universe comes back to you in the same way, consider putting out this signal. May all beings be genuinely happy. May all beings be free from illness. May everyone be surrounded by kindness. May no one suffer. To maintain a state of undisturbed calmness even in the presence of adversity, remember the 4 keys. Cultivate kindness for people when they are well, compassion for people when they are unwell, gratitude for people when they are successful, and equanimity for people when they are in error. The last technique is called Vichara. Once your mind settles, consider introducing a topic that you like to sort your thoughts out on in the form of a question. One famous example is the question, who am I? Simply observe whatever answers come to that question. Rather than identifying with them, see if you can create the space to sort out the answers in harmony with your values. You can ask the question as many times as you like. Create space afterward. Thank you for taking the time to practice this morning. May your practice continue. Namaste. You're welcome.